Welcome to part 2 of Sebastian's CRX build. You've seen that before, right? That's a CRX thing. Looks like somebody tried to glue it. Needs a door panel. I have a door panel. The clutch, it's stiff and it creaks. So I honestly can't remember if I put a clutch in it or not. Rear discs. The calipers are decent. I'm going to refinish the calipers, rebuild them, put new pads and new rotors. I'm going to take these wheels off. I decided to go with these wheels because I really want to keep the HX ones. There's a lug missing right there. I want to keep the HX wheels in case I do another K-Site package for myself, because that's one of my favorite cars. So these wheels are staying on the car. I'm going to take the tires off, get these wheels refinished, put the tires back on. Look how tiny the rotors are. The front rotors are vented. They're almost the same size with the rear because it has CRX SI rears on it and HF front, which are only 9-inch. Not doing big brakes on this car, just putting brakes that work and refinishing the calipers. Front calipers look awful. So doing this on jack stands is not as easy as it used to be. I used to do everything on jack stands, all my engine swaps on the CRXs. I think I did over 100 CRX B-Series swaps right here on the floor with jack stands. I got all wheels in here, including the HX wheels. We're going to take those over and get the tires taken off. There is Carlos's build-in right there. This is going to be a challenge. 14s. That's a skinny tire in it.
Like go-kart tires.
So what's the biggest wheel you've done, Carlos?
The 34-inch.
34-inch? You've done a 34-inch? Holy crap. 14s, 15s was a big wheel.
16 where it was like
16? Yeah. You put a 16 on your CRX, it used to drive the car all over the place. What's in it? What's in that?
Stickers.
That's just tire stickers?
Just stickers.
How long's that been going?
4 years.
4 years? And it's just all stickers?
A little dry rot.
You have no idea how light these are when there's no tire on them. I mean, give you an idea. Look, I'm gonna pick it up by the valve stem. Just my fingers. All right, somebody's gonna say I'm cheating. How about one finger? Ready? These are not exactly heavy, but they're not as light as the HX wheels. I know you guys are torn between the two, but I'm putting these on the CRX. I'm keeping these. These are too personal to me to let go. What is that? If that's a gas Silverado, I like the look of that. So we've got to get all the junk off this, make it look nice before we can paint it. These are cast, so it takes a little bit of cleaning, but wire brush is your best bet because it gets in all these little crevices right here. You having fun yet?
Yeah.
Nice t-shirt, buddy.
Thanks.
Sweet. So, did run into a few problems, but anyway, brakes are done. They're refinished. We did separate them and do the caliper separate from the pads on the hardware. I don't like painting everything all together and, you know, painting all the rubbers and everything. New pads and rotors. Flush the fluid. It does have braided stainless lines on it. Like I mentioned, rear discs are off the SI. The front ones are HF. Long-term plans might end up getting bigger brakes. I didn't want to spend too much money on this, so just rotors and pads. The new XZ clutch came in. It's just an OE replacement. It's a pretty inexpensive clutch. Because like I mentioned, this clutch just feels like crap. This door panel is pretty chewed up. I think it just got left in the sun, which is a shame. So this is just destroyed. I do have two panels that I'm putting on it. The passenger side one is actually in pretty good shape. This one, really nice shape. This is all perfect. No issues. This is the driver side one, of course. Look how nice it is. Passenger side one, it's dirty there. It will clean up. I'm going to clean all this and then dress it, but the fabric is nice. Again, it's in good shape. One thing I noticed, I just put the new release bearing in, put this back together, and it's got a definite click right there. It's all cleaned up and greased, and that was something I could feel in the pedal before. Not only was it stiff, it had this like notchy part here. Well, I want to show you what it is because I've had this apart 2 or 3 times trying to figure out what that is. You see that? You release it and it's just got that step right there. It does it with the new bearing and the old bearing. This over here, the bearing is actually contacting on this fork right here. If you've seen how these go, All right, I clearanced that right there. Ground it, then just sanded it and took a little bit of material off, flattened it out. It's much smoother now, look at that. So this is obviously your cable attachment right here, but there's no clicking now, it's smooth all the way. There's no step. So if you run into that, that's something to look for. How is it?
Pretty good actually.
You get your money's worth out of that pad?
Yes.
You know it's 98 in here, right?
What?
It's 98.
That behind me, it does not feel like
It
that.
feels good because you got the big A fan behind you, but now you know why your dad comes home exhausted every day
Oh my gosh.
and immediately got in the shower.
This actually feels nice. Have you started sanding this one right here?
No, this is the one I haven't touched.
This one
But-
right here feels
Yeah, it's not bad. Just the high spots want to take off. So I painted this wheel, all the wheels, and they reacted a little bit with the clear. So we're having to sand them down, slick them, and redo them. It's good practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's better than sitting at home watching TV.
Yes.
You can say no. It's all right.
Dad.
I'd rather be at home than sweating, wiping a wheel down. But you know what? It's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
It's going to look good.
Yeah, it is.
It's time to flush the fluid. I checked it. It actually doesn't look too bad, but I'm just going to feel a lot better knowing it's flushed and we have some DOT floor, some synthetic in there. Transmission is good. Clutch feels 1,000 times better. Not just a little bit, a massive amount better, to a point where it's going to be more fun to drive. And actually, something you want to drive. So we're going to go ahead and flush that through, and I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. Nice clean fluid. So the back left had quite a bit of air in it, so it's actually interesting when you do it the old school way, when you're actually pumping the brakes. If you put a hose on there, you can feel it. That should go on the bottom. You can actually feel the air come through the hose. It's actually kind of cool. Oh no, never mind. I think I'd remember how this goes. That goes around there. That goes there. There it goes. So you can actually feel, if you're pumping, put your fingers on the hose, you can actually feel it like clicking through the hose. It's like you can feel it spluttering. It's actually quite interesting, and you know you got all the air out. I always like to do the double pump and crack either way. So it's got a Pioneer head unit with a CD player. Remember those? I actually remember CDs coming out and I was all excited about it. So we've got some speakers here that are better than nothing, or better than what was in it. We don't need a high power system, but we just need sound. Sounds really good.
What are you doing?
Doing stereo stuff, Esther.
Just making sure it works.
Why?
That's how you test
So
stereos
road
out.
trips to sing on the way home, they got something to listen to.
Yeah, if somebody cranks that out to like 95, they want to know that it's going to distort and have all kinds of static. And
Why are we doing that?
all right, after a little bit of tuning by George, pat yourself on the back, George. He just did some tuning, made it sound a whole lot better. Went through here and changed with all the fiddly bits on the EQ. We just got to put it back together now. I'm trying to make
Don't
a
even know what we're
fortune on
listening
this.
to.
I don't even know.
Doesn't even
I've
say.
never
Does
heard
it?
that song. Is this a CD?
This is the
It
stuff that
has
you listen
multiple
to
folders in it too.
Is it a CD or is it online? Like online? Is
online.
It,
Is
Yeah,
it
it's online.
www.music?
no, is it a CD or is it just
Yeah, it's CDs.
FM radio or
Nope,
something?
nope, it's definitely CDs.
There's CDs
There is CDs.
There's
Not even
two-
going to finish it.
There's two of them.
There's two of them in there.
in there?
Do you want two CDs?
Shut up. Oh my
What are we
god.
listening to?
VXX. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I was going to make fun of that. I didn't think it was anything real.
Is it a band really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the XX.
Oh.
They
It's the
did
two X's.
a commercial for Jeeps forever ago, so they got pretty big around that time.
Oh, okay.
Big with Jeep guys.
Yeah.
Jeep community, big.
They love it.
That and little ducks.
And ducks. Yeah, it was just
The color 1K clear. It looks pretty decent. It's got a shine to it. We're not spending a ton of money on these. We're not powder coating them, so it's more like a budget-friendly wheel refinish. And it was something to get Sebastian involved with it. I might refinish those H's in the middle with red. Again, they're just reasonable wheels. Might be making a slight change to the plan on the CRX. I'll talk about that here in a minute when Sebastian gets here. They're the Civic Type R wheels and tires. These are the tires we got for the CRX. And again, trying to be somewhat budget friendly. It seems like $55 a tire. 14-inch, 185, 60 14s. I'll show you those in the daylight when the sun comes up and we get the wheels and tires mounted, get ready to put back in the car. All right, let me cut to the chase. My first car in the United States was an Isuzu Pup. Then my second car was an 84 CRX. It was red. My dream car was a CRX. The first one I could afford was an 84. I met my wife selling cars. I'll tell that in another story one day. Her second car was a 91 CRX SI in red. So if this isn't his first car, it's not. It's kind of following tradition. My thoughts are he kind of likes the look of the L-Sight, likes the idea of it. L-Sight has obviously ABS, it has airbags, it has newer technology, crash zones, and it's obviously a more stable car. As much as I love the CRX, I've still got to look at my son as well. And I think the L-Sight might be a better match, especially he likes the car. This car still has to be finished. If we sell this car, which obviously I can't keep it, we want to make it right. The engine's good. We're going to finish breaking in the clutch, put it on the dyno. It has OEM fog light kit on it. The best CRX seats I think you can get. Always mean my dream seats. AC panel that is in good shape. Obviously your son's messing around with the radio. Want to make sure the radio is good. Paint body is pretty good. Wheels and tires are going to be pretty good. It's got coilovers, it's got stemless exhaust. You know the drill. Stay tuned for this. This might be something that we sell on the channel. Reach out to me if it's something you are interested in. So this engine, we're going to take it apart and just kind of piece it out, take the valuable parts. We're going to take the throttle body off. Sebastian's doing that right now. We're going to take the transmission off because the transmission is going to be a valuable part, hard to get, and we know the transmission is good. You guys are going to be sad to hear. We're just going to jump the motor. We'll call our jump guy and say, hey, motor, because nobody wants an HF.
Also remember, it had a blown head gasket. It kind of ran on 3 cylinders. It'd take a lot of money to get it back to good condition.
Yeah, and I don't think people are really refurbishing an HF. No. They'll buy a SI motor or even a D16 Y8. So we'll keep this part, scrap that, scrap this, keep the transmission, keep that. The alternator is a low output alternator, that's no good. This sensor too, Sebastian, this is the air temperature sensor. Let's keep that. And then there's 2 sensors in the head. That is the temp sensor for the ECU. That's the temp sensor for the gauge. We'll take both of those too. And we'll take these bolts, these are distributor bolts. For you old school guys, you know how important it is to keep some of these old school bolts. So we're gonna take these water hose off right here. This spring clip, those pliers I just gave you, we'll get that super nice. They're on an angle. So grab that, squeeze them together, and then just slide it back. Those clamps can be, use the end of your, there you go, that'll work. Use the end of your pliers. They've got grips on the end. Use that part. See the grippy part? There you go. And then there's one over there. Pull that, pull these 2 hoses, and then this thing will come right off. Look how tiny that is. Look at that. That's a 2-finger throttle body right there. So that one right there. They're just burping. Push the start. So I'm just going to lift this, and then the engine's going to try and come my way a little bit. Okay. That's it. Set the engine stay still. Nice shirt, Esther.
Thanks.
That is awesome.
Thanks, you know.
That is
Yeah,
really
she
cool.
doesn't drive one.
The one's going downwards.
Oh, sorry.
These right here. That one. And then, so that motor we call the scrap guy. We'll leave that with it too. Remember back in the day, people used to use this for a turbo manifold. I don't know how OG you guys are, if you're still watching from the OG days, but they used to make an adapter from this to like a T3. That way you could run a cast manifold on your D-series. So I might keep that just for a nostalgia thing. Or if one of you OG guys reach out, if you want to buy it off me. I gotta sell this stuff to you. I know you guys think I should give it away, but I have to support the build and make the money so I can use it. That comes with a heat shield. I'll leave that together. This is a cat. I'm gonna call our scrap guy and see if he will buy that. We're not in the scrap cat business. We like to leave them on there, but this isn't getting used, obviously. So on this side here, we're gonna fix that pin. basically building a little tab there to keep all the sparks away so we can cut this. Putting the door panel back on, this is one thing to look for. This retainer clip goes on first. You see it's got the little tabs that are just going to line up with the slots right there. This is something I think is important. This is the way I do it. The knob, the crank, I like it to line up with this speaker grill. Like here, I don't like it to stop there and on the other side it stop there. So what I like to do is make sure your window is fully closed. Put that on there. This clip here, make sure the clip is on first. That's the way I put the clip on. That just snaps on there. There is a spline, and then the clip is on the back side of that spline. You see that? So this is what I like to do, and it's just one of those little detail things. Look at this angle here. Line it up with that grill right there, and then just push it on. It should just snap on. So it stops there. When the window down, it stops there. See, it just looks good. Plus I'm used to, you know, when I'm reaching over to the passenger side, I do this and I stop there. I'm just so used to it being there, and I think just aesthetically it just looks correct. That's the L-Series right there at the firm. L-Series engine, like I talked about, this runs like a factory car. Everything is pretty much stock. We did modify the intake manifold to make it fit right, and of course made a little short intake. Wasn't originally to build a bunch of power. This is so we can run the return system. See that? That's basically just a Honda regulator without the vacuum, and then it returns here, so the car thinks it has a return system. The engine is a returnless, so this is just a feed goes to the engine. It's been 6 years. So right now it has the slicks on it, the bigger brakes like I talked about. It's got the drums in the back, but it does have upgraded shocks, slicks on the back. What we're thinking, oh, the stickers, remember? Yeah, that's actually kind of funny, especially for the people that he used to beat in this car. Surprisingly fast. So all aluminum construction. Has a few things that need to be addressed. He was a cyclist, so these he screwed in here. These are either stuck or screwed, I don't know. These are stuck, but these would all have to be taken off and filled and painted. That's not a big deal. We can get Superior to paint this. It was painted by Superior about 8 years ago. But what's cool about this car, it's kind of got that futuristic look. We did an S2000 steering wheel and an S2000 gauge cluster, just like we did in the K-Sites. Air conditioning works. Already has a good head unit there, buddy. Transmission feels good, clutch feels good. The seats are actually pretty cool in these cars. Very, very comfy, very lightweight. We're actually going to put speakers in this. I'll show you that a little bit later, because Sebastian gets us. You want a stereo, right?
Yeah.
Yes, gotta have a stereo. I think the battery is dead. Let's put the jump box on it. I think it's dead. We can start it up, let you have a listen. Yeah, I think that battery's stone dead. It's from 21. In Florida, if you get 3 years out of a battery, you're doing something really good. All right, let's power it on. Let's see if it'll start. You want to hit the key and see if you can start it? Make sure to clutch in. Do the neutral waggle. 37 times on the stick. Yep. All right, see if it'll start. Whoa!
Starts up instantly.
Starts up. See the dash. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Again, it has, you know, power windows, power mirrors. It has aftermarket cruise control down there. The inside never came with cruise control, mainly because it didn't have the power to pull its high gear. If you was to put the car in 5th gear and set the cruise at 60, it probably won't be able to pull if there was a tiny bit of an incline. Give it a couple of revs. Got an exhaust on it. So we did the L-Site logo just like the K-Site, but we made the L green because it was kind of the whole green thing. I don't know if you followed this build anyway. So this is what I'm proposing to Sebastian. So buddy, the wheels are cool. We have another set of wheels and better tires in there, street tires. Yeah. 4-piston calipers in the front. We're gonna get the top repainted, but this has really nice paint. Has air conditioning.
It
power steering, electric power steering. Feel the wheel. Hit the steering.
Oh, no.
It's electric power steering on these. Perfectly set up shifter. It's just a newer car, you know? All that good stuff. Air conditioning on the newer air conditioning. Yeah, it does get cold too. It's the newer system. So this is it. I'm thinking that this could be a perfect car for you.
Because it has more advanced safety features like an airbag right here. So,
All the power options.
yeah.
And there's potential on this car too. Look how much headroom there is. So if you suddenly grow to 6'8",
6 foot.
you never know.
And then, look,
Look at that.
she goes over that.
Maybe 6'9". So here it is. Also, something I used to do, I got caught doing this. So I used to always do black housing headlights. You can shut it off for a minute. I used to do black housing headlights where if you ever done this before, you take the whole headlight out, you put it in the oven, you basically bake the oven. Look at the voltage, it's dropping as we speak. This thing's no good.
Not happy.
No, it's making a funny clicking sound.
Yeah.
Let me turn it off. This battery's toast. I just wanted you guys to hear it. That's never a good thing to take batteries all the way down and jump start them. I just wanted to show you guys. Anyway, black housing headlights, you take the headlight out, you put it in the oven. I did this several times. Well, we just got a new oven. My wife went away for the weekend. One of the K-sites, I put the headlight in the oven, heated it because you're heating basically the glue in here to separate the lens. I like to do the housing black. That part that's chrome, do black, leave the reflector in this silver. Looks really nice. I'll show you a picture here in a minute. Anyway, did this. Everything went great. Wife came home a couple of days later, immediately complained of the smell. Whole house smelled like plastic. And I said, well, maybe it's the air conditioning. And of course, you know, it wasn't. And then, first thing my wife decides to do is cook something in the oven. Yeah, stunk even worse. Food came out tasting like plastic. Not a good scenario. I had to lie my way out of that one. But I don't know. I think I said I left a spoon in there and I was making a pizza and I left I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. This is going to be Sebastian's first car. First car, buddy.
Yes,
This is going to be cool. I'll black house in the headlights. I like the side skirts. You're kind of digging the side skirts too because it is kind of unique. Fix the paint here. We're going to put a system in here because you are into your tunes. Put some better speakers in here. I just pulled this carpet back. If you wasn't aware of this, behind there is a place. Let me put the seat forward.
Oh, wow.
You pull this carpet forward right here. There's a place to put speakers and it's even wired. You see the little plastic pop-in thing? It's even wired for it. All of that room back there, because there's no batteries, there's nothing in the back, tons and tons of room. We can put a subwoofer back there. We can have tunes. So there it is. Let's get back to the CRX. So that is now fixed. We welded it back up, cleaned it up, painted it. Now that doesn't make that super annoying click. Look at that. Are you ready?
Yes.
You want to take them off and mount them? It's just starting to rain. Hold on. Look at that, brand spanking new tires.
Yeah.
Not just brand new tires, Iron Man. They're decent tires. Look at that. They've actually got a rubber feel to them. Look at that, still got all the bumps on there. Mint. Not as easy as it looks, is it?
No. I thought it would be way easier.
I hope you hold it, ready?
Thanks.
Alright, now twist it and line it up on the studs. There you go. Alright, hold it in one hand. Try not to touch the spokes more than you have to. Touch the tire. Touch the tire line. If this is a really expensive wheel, you don't want to touch the spokes in case you put micro scratches on it. Always treat this surface like the surface of your paint. Don't hit the wheel with it. Gotta line that socket up in the hole. What I usually do is put my hand over here. Go ahead. Alright, let's go to the next one. I'll show you what I do.
Yeah, I just cut the car down, so that's the only one I did.
Okay, so the one's on the other side. But what you gotta do is kind of guide it in so that your socket doesn't hit the wheel. Imagine you just got a brand new wheel or somebody just finished painting them. You don't want to put a first chip on them as soon as you put it on there. Right? So guide it on. There you go. So bring that one up to a click. I know I'm being hard on you, but I'm also OCD. Imagine these are brand new wheels. No, right across, there you go. Imagine they're brand new wheels the customer just spent 6 months saving for. You don't want the guy installing them putting the first chip on it, right? Think of Honda to build a brand new car from scratch, rolls out of the factory, doesn't have a scratch on it. The first scratch is the guy in the dealership adjusting something. Don't want to be that guy. Good job. All right, let's bring it out, see what it looks like with these wheels on it. Sebastian don't know yet, but I'm going to make him drive it. Let's see what these wheels look like from a distance. Whether that is jingling in the front. I gotta find out what that jingling is in the front. These low RPMs. Definitely looks good. New brakes, new wheels, new tires. Gonna pop the hood ski. It does. It's weird, but it sounds like it's there. Put your hand on the alternator. Not to mention the alternator is red hot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the alternator is red hot. The engine's not even warm yet. Okay.
I was kind of looking to see if I could see it starting to glow in there. I had one glow in my wagon years ago.
Yeah, well, we have to want to feel the motor. That is money. Dude. Just super silky on that clutch. We're going backwards. We're going backwards with my son driving. And I'm not even touching the e-brake, look. Once you feel comfortable, clutch down, hit the brake. There you go. A little bit easier on the gas, a little bit easier on the clutch. Look at that. That is clutch control, buddy. That is it. Everyone's watching over there. Do it again. Go forward when I'm filming. First gear. Do it again, buddy. That is so good. I am so impressed. And you haven't had much teaching recently, so you've put the engine in, you may as well feel it. Not too bad, a little bit harsh, but we didn't stall it. That's not too bad. Same thing, clutch down, hit the brake. Brakes feel good, don't they?
Yeah, I feel real nice.
New brakes, new fluid.
Only thing we need is a new door panel.
Yeah, it's coming, we gotta fix that. All right, let's go reverse again.
I like the very nice interior on this side.
It's because it's the noise deadening, that black stuff. It helps the rattle from the speakers. So we're in reverse. Do the same thing, nice and easy. Rear view camera. Look at that rear view camera. See, that's money. You've got control of it.
Right, only forward.
Forward, ready?
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm sitting here. I won't say a word. That is money. That is super silky. I could be drinking a glass of champagne over here and I wouldn't be spilling a drop. That's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
No,
You're not nervous, are you? Say, no, I got this, bro.
I got this.
I got this, bro. You gonna go backwards? Alright, I'll go up there, turn around, come back so you can film.
All right.
Definitely better. That clutch makes it so much nicer to drive.
It does. It's real smooth.
You want to pull it in or you want me to do it?
How about you pull it in?
Can't explain how proud I am to sit in the passenger seat of my son driving a car, a CRX, a Honda. As a kid, I never had any of that. I had a dad, but my parents split, and having two parents that hated each other and I was kind of like the pawn in the middle. I ended up living with my mom that had a stepfather that absolutely hated my existence and made sure I knew about it, verbally and physically. So as a parent, you always go, whatever sucked in my life isn't going to suck in my son's life. You always want to do better. So cut to the chase. I want him to have a first car that's safe. As much as I love the CRX, he likes the L-Sight, and I think the L-Sight, being a newer car, more safety features, not to mention the insurance is probably cheaper, I think he'll be a better fit. Then if he's like me, that wants to be broke but own multiple cars, he can maybe get a CRX as a second car or whatever. Again, I'm just trying to give him the best start in life I can. Who knows how long I'm going to be here? Hopefully I'm going to be here where I can fix his cars and pick him up and wipe him off if he needs it. But if not, I need to have a car for him that will be reliable and it can be repaired and parts are available. That car was essentially available from 2000 to 2006. So essentially 7 years worth of manufacturing. The CRX, 4 years, 88 to 91. And it's an older car, so I think parts might be easier to get for this, not to mention the L-Series motor is available for a lot longer. So there is going to be a part 3. We're going to finish breaking it in, finish putting it together, breaking the clutch, breaking the brakes. I want to get him to drive it more and put it on the dyno and kind of show what it's making. It's kind of interesting to see what a single cam with just intake header and exhaust will do. And again, it's good kind of like sharing what we're finding. So in the meantime, like I always say, enjoy your cars, and I really mean that. It's not just a catchphrase. I'm not trying to put it on a t-shirt, however I might do. It is all about enjoying your cars. Cars are community. They bring people together, friends together, sons, fathers, daughters, whatever you have that's in your life. It's a way of bringing them closer to what you're into. Get them to help you wash it. Get them to help you change your tires. Whatever. Go for a drive just for no reason other than to drive. That's what I always try to say. In the meantime, we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, stay tuned for part 3.